Good morning everyone and welcome to our home. My name's Jo and this is my daughter
Harriet.
I have another little girl called Scarlett who's running around playing fancy dress at the moment. So we decided, me and Harriet, that we'd like to start doing a few videos just with some tips and tricks on how to do hair up. So it would become a bit tiresome over the next sort of few months, and I don't know about you mummies, but I've ended up not doing the girls' hair as much, let alone my own. So I thought it would be a really good excuse to kind of make me do it if I sort of shared it with everyone else. I am a hairdresser by trade, so the girls are quite lucky that they have me to do their hair, and they do come with quite demanding tasks at times. But today, because it's fancy dress
Friday,
we thought that we'd do some space buns on top of the head. So I don't know if any of you have been doing Joe Wicks, but he does Fancy Dress Friday in his PE lessons. So I dressed up as...
You know what? I dressed up as Jasmine and Scarlett was Moana running around with an owl look.
Yeah, so we had lots of fun. So let's get cracking with our space buns today. So I'll put a photo on of all the tools that I use. But what I tend to use mostly is a water spray. I don't like using any hairsprays or anything on the hair because they're just so little. I mean, Harriet's only 6, so not wanting to put too many chemicals onto their hair.
And a half.
What's that, sorry?
And a half, 6.5.
6.5, sorry. So we're going to work with taking centre forward parting from forehead to nape. So we're just going to work with the comb. This one's quite nice because it's got a little hook on the end, so it enables me to get really clean sections. So I'm just going to work by gliding that all the way back to the nape. All the way back. Put your head forward, please, Harriet. Put your head forward.
I'm so excited.
She loves having space buns, and it's one of my favourite looks actually on her.
Am I?
So we're just going to glide that all the way to the nape. I'll turn Harriet around now so you can see the back. And head up. And then I'm just going to isolate this area by popping in a little plait. I find it easier than using sectioning clips because I find that the hair just slips out. Can I have a hairband, please?
They're all on me.
Thank you. I'm just going to tie that out of the way. Our next stage is we're going to be working from the back forward. So I'm going to turn Harriet round and I'm just going to start by brushing her hair up onto me. So I'm just going to get her to rest her head on my chest so that it can come up and I can get some tension but without hurting her and bringing it all up. So the brush that I'm using is a really soft boar bristle brush. These are really good. I mean, this is a slightly wider one. I find it easier than the thinner ones, but you can also get it with like a tail comb on the end, which is quite handy for sections. And then I'm going to bring it all up and keep my hand straight where I want it to be. Work on those side areas, spin her around, just to get it all up. I don't worry too much about these areas here. It's just like new hair that's growing through. So we just let that be. And then I'm just going to bring it back up again. If I need any water just at the back, just to help bring it back up, I just give it a little spritz and then comb the hair back up, using her head against me again. Trying not to interrupt the other section on the opposite side. And we're just going to keep brushing until we get it into the area we want it to be. Once we do, Harriet's going to pass me a bungee. Just unhook it from it. So a bungee has 2 hooks on either end. If you don't have these, don't worry, you can use like a normal hairband or you can put like a curvy grip on either side of it. So what we're going to do is we're going to hook this in like that, and then we're going to wrap it around. So I'm going to get Harriet to hold it up for me. That's it, with that hand. Right up high, that's it. And then I'm just going to spin the bungee around. And I'm keeping my hand in place as not to disturb the rest of the hair. So when we secure the bungee, we have to make sure that we secure it underneath. So if I just zoom in and then pop your head forward for me, Harriet, and then you'll see that I've just locked it in underneath. if it's on top, what happens is it becomes loose. So it's got nothing to lock into. We need to lock it into that base. So I'm just going to spin Harriet round so you can see how we've got that area. And again, I'm not too worried if there's any little fluffy bits at the moment. So spin round, we've got that really nice and clean up the back. So we're going to work on the opposite side. She looks really cute. It's like a little ear. So now we're going to take out the other side. I'm going to pass Harriet my bungee again, my little helper. And then I'm going to spin her back round so that I always start from the back towards me. I find it so much easier to do so because that way our focal point is mainly on the back, and that's the area that we want to get really clean. We cut Harriet's hair not so long ago, so it's a little bit shorter than what it used to be. She wants to go even shorter, but we're not allowing it. I enjoy doing her hair too much. So you can see I'm just brushing it up really softly. And the brush is actually really soft against your hair, isn't it, Harriet? Mm-hmm. Doesn't hurt this one, does it?
No, it doesn't. You are right.
And then we're just going to use a little bit of spritz again. Sorry, right on your neck. And then we're going to rest her head again against me. And I'll just zoom you around. And then comb the hair up. The trick with this is making sure you get your bunches level, because what tends to happen is you get one higher than the other, and then they look a bit odd. I mean, fortunately when you're doing space bunch, because you're wrapping the hair around it, you don't tend to notice it too much. But being a hairdresser, it does irritate me. So sometimes I do go over them a few times. So we're just going to comb it all up onto and into my hand. We're going to take the next bungee and we're going to hook that in again in here, and then hold the hair up, Harriet, for me, on opposite hand, that's it, all the way up, and we're just going to spin this round again. So we have two bunches, and again secure the same way we did with the opposite one. So now we have two bunches, which is really cute.
I wish I could keep them like this.
I know. So that's look one. So what we're going to do is we're just going to smooth over the back, stay really straight. And we're just going to, if I show you the back area, got it nice and clean. Just going to give it a little spritz, comb it up.
Got my legs wet.
Comb it up. And then we're going to twist them. So we've got these tiny little elastics and they're like see-through. So I'm going to pass one to Harriet so she can pass it to me. And I'm going to do a little rope braid, which is quite nice. So I'm just going to spray the hair down. And we're going to take two sections. Tip your head to the side, that's it. And we're going to twist one way and then one the other way. And we're just going to loop them around so it creates this really nice rope braid. And then tie with these clear elastics. These clear elastics are really good because it means you can hide them a lot more in the hair. So we've got one, and then we're going to do the same on the opposite side. So now we've got these really cute
And they're still pretty.
pigtails. What we're going to do is we're going to twist them up in space buns. So we're going to twist them around in the same direction so that we're making it a little bit tighter. Can you see that against my top? Mm-hmm. And then we're going to spin them around the hair. I like doing the twists more so because it holds all the hair together, and then I can pull it out a little bit more if I want to. Oh, that one's a tight one.
It looks like a candy cane, like when you twisted it like that.
Yeah, like a candy cane.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we're just using some tiny little pins like this. They've got ends on them, if you can see. I'll just show you them against my top. They've got like bobbles on the ends, but they're just wavy, but they're a little bit stronger. These ones are actually from New York, so they're from my session kit, but I do like using them on the girls' hair because you only need a couple of them and it just holds it in tight. So we're just fixing that one in there. So we've got one done. And then we're going to do the same on the opposite side. So I'm just going to get some more pins. Twist it round so we get it a bit tighter. And then just wrap. The great thing about space buns, they don't need to be even. They can be a little bit odd. And then you can manipulate them into the shape that you want them to be after. We've got this really nice texture, if you move in, where you can just pull them out.
It looks like a flower, doesn't it?
It does look like a flower, you're right. And it makes them a little bit wider. If you just twist them in, I find that you can't do this. And where our hair's quite fine, it's quite a good way of making it look fuller. So that is our space buns. Give us a swirl, turn you around. We've got that really nice clean parting. Not fussed again about this area here, but we've decided we want to decorate it with rainbow clips. So we've got these rainbow clips here and they're made out of taffeta, but they've got this really lovely clip on the back. So what we're gonna do, I don't really like putting mine at the front because I think they look like ears. So we like to put ours at the back. So we just slide them in as a little decoration just through that back area. And pop the other one in. So that we've got a really nice finish. There we go. So that is our look for the day. Harriet is ready for our adventure.
Space buns!
Thank you for joining us today. We'll be back tomorrow with some more looks and maybe with Scarlett.
Yes.
Might do some braids tomorrow. Thanks for watching.
Bye!